Alright guys, I've been underneath the vehicle here. Gosh darn it, can't get my flashlight to stay still. Alright, let me get under here. I'll show you what I can. Hopefully it'll help. Alright guys, that right there got me a pointer. It's tight under here. This right here is a motor mount. I don't know how well you can see. There we go. That is the motor mount in the front. And then back here is the motor mount for the rear, or the rear of the motor. Let's see if I can get it here. Gosh darn it. There we go. Right here. Okay, so what I did was I jacked up, here's my jack right here. I jacked up I put this board up underneath the pan like that. That's the oil pan. I jacked it up and I started to take weight off the chassis and the motor. I couldn't see where it was pulling off of a motor mount. So what I did was, you can see how tight all this is in here guys. I mean, this is terrible how tight it is. You know, I can't even get my hand through here. That is just a sliver right there. That's how long it is between my first and second knuckle. So, you know, it's very tight. Here's my new strut arm bushings I put on it. The motor mounts don't look broke. I'm kind of at a loss here. I don't know what to think. So now I'm thinking, if everything's tight under here, I mean, there's no shake. You can't move any of this stuff. Maybe I have an electronic problem. Does anybody out there know anything? Everything is all nice and tight under here. I can't see where the engine and transmission are moving anywhere. We got, here's a transmission drive shaft. I'm on the passenger side. It's in park. Everything's working like it should, I think. Nothing feels loose. So maybe my problem is electronic. I don't know. If anybody knows anything about this, please make a comment. Because, you know, this thing here, I about have to take it somewhere to get it worked on. I'm not equipped to deal with this. This car is super heavy for one thing. You know, it weighs like, I don't know how much it weighs. It's over 5,000 pounds, I think. But, you know, it's just hard to deal with. It's big. Usually I take it somewhere and get it worked on for something like this. And I'm going to have to do it because it's over my head unless it's some sort of an electronic sensor I can replace. Here's the exciter ring for ABS sensor. I also believe, I do not know for sure, but I believe that exciter ring probably carries transmission info to the computer, RPM, the wheel, all that stuff, and the computer tells things what to do. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just for ABS. I'm guessing at that. But maybe my problem's electronic. Because what happens is it always breaks traction when it jumps. And if the traction control isn't working, maybe that's the deal. I expect you guys are tired of looking at nothing under there. But anyway, if anybody has a comment about it, I'd appreciate it. You know, it's an issue. I don't want to spend any more money worthlessly on it. It probably needed the strut bushings. I know it did, because when you threw it in gear, the wheel would jump. The wheelbase would widen or come back or narrow when you threw it in gear. And it's all tightened up now after I put strut bushings in it, which I had done. I went ahead and had that done. And when I did have it done, you know, it's a guy that I halfway know, and I looked at it under the lift. We both looked at it. You know, we replaced some other parts on it, like the link bars on it, and anything that we thought might be having to do with torque steer issue. So I don't know, maybe my problem's electronic. So I've said that 4 or 5 times now. Anybody knows anything about it, I appreciate any comments. I'm just gonna keep driving it here until I can come up with some sort of solution. I don't want to throw money at it, so I want to be pretty darn sure about what I'm doing before I go and see my mechanic. That way maybe I can talk to him better about it to figure out what's wrong with it. So, alright, that's about all I got to say about that. So, you guys take it easy, have a good weekend. If I don't talk to you again, we'll see you later.